crazy.
All right, so it's new product time, Lady Ada.
Okay.
We're just gonna go right into the products. Okay, what is this? This is
Okay.
another Bluefruit product.
There's 2 now.
Yeah.
Which means we can breed them. Sell the offspring.
Yeah.
Now, this is the Bluefruit Easy Link. So this is our second Bluefruit device. That means there might be more.
Yeah.
That's right. We have more planned. So many years ago, people were asking us why we didn't carry any Bluetooth devices in the store. And the answer is they all sucked. And that's why. I'm actually just telling you straight up, none of them were very good. I tried them all. And they were okay. But none of them really did what I thought would be good for a Bluetooth device. So, every Bluetooth device out there there's basically 3 Bluetooth devices that are the most common. There's the audio Bluetooth, which is like the headset linking, or like when you link your iPod to a stereo or a speaker. There's the keyboard linking, which is what the Easy Key is, which is, you type and on a keyboard, and it sends it as a keyboard or mouse device. And so we got that working with the Easy Key. We've improved it a lot since release, thanks to feedback from customers. It now supports mouse movements, and you can send like weird keystrokes, and you can do raw key commands, and you can, you saw the SNES Bluefruit video. Like, that's something that no other Bluetooth module can do, where you can connect pins directly and program in which keys they send. So. That's pretty advanced, actually. We're already like starting to do stuff that no other Bluetooth module can do. And so with the Easy Link, we're actually taking it a step further, because we are like that. We like to crank it to 11. And it's a serial pairing protocol, SPP. It's either SSP or SPP, I can't remember. Bluetooth device, which means it can pair to anything but iOS, because Apple just didn't want you to do that, so they didn't allow you to. But you can pair to a Mac, Android, Linux of any flavor, Windows any kind, basically everything but an iPod or iPhone or iPad. And it creates a serial link with a COM port. So a lot of people are familiar with like an FTDI friend.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I'm not. The overhead's laggy, so I don't know where to use it.
Okay.
So a lot of people are familiar with like an FTDI cable or FTDI friend. You have a USB cable that comes in here, and then you connect this to an Arduino or a Boardrino or a Pro Mini or whatever kind of Arduino compatible Arduino you have. And Arduino Uno has this built in, this FTDI chip that does USB to serial conversion. So what the Easy Link does is it's kind of like a wireless version of that. It looks a lot like the FTDI, and maybe I can try doing the overhead. Maybe if we do it.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, it's just it's laggy, so it's a little difficult. I don't know why the overhead is. Okay, so you've got. Let's get real close. Okay, this is like an FTDI friend. So you've got the FTDI chip, and then there's USB, and then the FTDI connector, and this has a Bluetooth module with an antenna, RF antenna. And also, it's a little bit bigger because the Bluetooth modules, this is huge compared to the FTDI chip. And then the FTDI connector at the bottom, and then some extra circuitry. But basically, the idea is that you have a wireless way of having an FTDI type connection, a USB serial connection. So every other Bluetooth module that exists right now, if you want to change the baud rate that you connect from the Bluetooth to the device, you have to put it in some weird mode, and you have to like type in some commands and tell it, here's what baud rate I want you to send it to, and then you have to get out of that mode, and then you can connect it like 9600 baud or 57600 baud. So the cool thing about the Easy Link is we actually rewrote part of the Bluetooth stack on the firmware module itself. Diching helped me out. He's an awesome programmer for MNIU who totally rocked out this project. And this is why it took us 18 months to do these projects, but it was worth it. I'm older in my years and wiser, and CSR is sometimes difficult to work with, but we did get it working, regardless. I mean, they were as helpful as they could be. But yeah, we're not Microsoft, so it's kind of hard to get awesome support sometimes.
Yeah.
And we had to sign some NDAs. So the cool thing about rewriting the stack the way we did is the Bluetooth module will auto-detect the baud rate on the computer that it's paired to. So when you open up the computer connection to the Bluetooth module at 9600 baud, because it's like a COM port or serial port, it actually does send that data over the Bluetooth link, but every other Bluetooth module stack just throws that away. They don't actually listen for it. We listen for that and baud mode changes, and we automatically adjust to the baud rate dynamically. So you never have to set the baud rate mode. It's always correct, which is a really big deal because, for example, if you want to connect to something and the baud rate changes on its own, or you don't necessarily know what baud rate is, you don't want to have to like unplug it, try something, and go again. I mean, it can be very tedious, especially since you often have to disconnect it to do the reprogramming. That's the first cool thing that we did with this module, other than the fact that it's just cool because it's called Bluefruit. The second cool thing that we did is while we were rewriting, actually this was originally what we wanted to do. Before we did the baud rate thing, we actually figured out how to pass through the flow control pins. So again, that data is kind of sent over the Bluetooth link, but every other Bluetooth module throws it away. They don't listen for that. It's thrown away earlier in the wireless connection stack. So with the Bluefruit, we actually listen for that and we pass that data back and forth. So the DTR pin and the DSR pin and the RTS pin normally aren't used for most connections, but we do pass the data back and forth. So if the DTR pin is set on the computer, it will pass through the wireless link into the output port on the Bluefruit. And basically, these two things together let you do something that no other Bluetooth module will do, which is you can program an Arduino remotely. So that was like a good 7-minute rant to get to the point that this actually lets you program any kind of Arduino you want with no changes to your firmware, no changes to your software, no changes to your Arduino ID. It's completely transparent because it can set the DTR pin, which is what resets the Arduino remotely, transfers the data at the high baud rate required for Arduino programming, and then can change the baud rate back to whatever you were using for your project in general. So it's a completely transparent Arduino program. It's also good for like, I don't know, like Pickaxe or like Basic Stamp or Propeller, anything else you want to use that would use an FTDI-like chip, you can now transparently use Bluetooth for. And this is really great. And so there's no configuration mode at all. It just pretty much works.
Yeah, so you can wirelessly program an Arduino
Yeah.
over Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And is this the only product that does this?
This is the only Bluetooth. I mean, I've looked really hard. I would really like to find somebody else who's done it, but I don't believe anybody else has done this.
Yeah.
Every other way that I've seen, well, usually when you buy a Bluetooth module, especially if you buy like a cheap one off of like eBay or whatever, they'll say you can do that, but they like, it's not true.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh yeah, you could use it for Arduino programming, but like, you have to like do really weird stuff with your code, and you have to like look for special commands, and then basically it just doesn't really work. Like you think it works, but it doesn't. And if you make a mistake in your program, it's bricked, and then you have to like go and take it all apart and replace it anyways, because you have to set the baud rate, and you have to set that reset pin, or you use another microcontroller. It's just really, really complicated, really weird. This just does it all automatically, and it's like pretty much bulletproof. We've already sent a bunch out, and people have contacted us and said, this is like the first time I've had something that you just replace an FTDI cable with, and it just works.
From the end user point of view, it's just like an FTDI cable. There's no changes. It just works.
No, it's completely transparent. You have to pair to your computer. We have instructions on doing that for Mac and Windows. It's pretty easy. It creates a COM port. Some other things on here that just make it kind of fun. There's some mounting holes. It comes with a bunch of different headers. You can look at the main product photo.
Yeah, let's go to some product photos.
Sorry, just this one. Yeah. It comes with some headers. I include a 1 microfarad capacitor. That capacitor, if you're programming an Arduino Uno, you need a capacitor between the reset pin and the DTR pin, so you'll stick that in. So this is a kind of a bonus pack. And the nice thing is on the back of it, I had some extra space. So you can set which pin is the reset pin. DTR is like the standard, so I just use that. But you can see you can cut that little jumper right there. And set it to RTS if you want to set a solder jumper. And then right below that here is an optional JST connector. So I'll show that on the overhead because it's a kind of an extra bonus. Because the problem is that FTDI cables provide power, right? Because they're connected to USB. So the problem is a lot of times if you have like a Arduino compatible or something, you need to power it, and usually it's powered through the USB connection this way. So you can do that now with a battery. So you have a LiPo, and you can just plug it into the bottom here, and then now it can power through the connection. This battery will
that's cool.
feed through. So I can connect this up to like, hold on, let's see if I can get this going. I can plug this into like the first Arduino ever made, and it's blinking away, and it's also running. I also put a RX and TX LEDs. You can't see them because there's no data being sent, but on the sides here, there's 2 blue LEDs, and they'll pulse when data is sent, so that helps you debug. So it's kind of like a full-blown, really high-end Bluetooth module. This was like a huge amount of work, but I think it was worth it. We had to dig deep into really hairy RF comm stuff.
It was intense.
Now that we've done the Bluetooth V2 stuff, we have a couple more Bluefruit items. Like for example, we'll at some point have a Shield version of this module, just because you want to have something for an Arduino that you stack through, and you can reprogram the Arduino remotely.
Yeah.
But we'll also be doing. We're moving on to Bluetooth Low Energy, which we actually even got we actually all got it working, and then we want to take a break and finish this, but we'll be returning to it.
Yeah.
And so we'll have Bluetooth 2, which is this, and then Bluetooth Low Energy. Anyways, this is super fun and cool. I've been using it to program Arduinos without having to figure out like what USB cable they're plugged into, so it's kind of neat.
Yeah. Okay. We did spend a little bit of time on that.
I know, but that was important.
I know, and so let's go through the next couple of products. We got to actually move kind of fast.
The rest are very fast.
Yeah.
Very fast.
I
Bluetooth.
wish we could do this show for 2 hours, but we're gonna just go to sleep soon. So what is this new breakout board you got here?
These are, this is kind of cool. This is a breakout board plus boost converter for the RA8875. The RA8875 is a really interesting chip from Ryo. It's a chip that can control a 40-pin RGB TTL display. These are larger displays. Like once you get past about 2 or 3 inch displays, about usually 3 inches is when the trade-off starts happening. Instead of having the controller chip inside of the display, you have those raw displays. Sometimes they're like referred to as like PSP type displays, or like displays using GPS receivers or something. We have them in the store too. They look like this. They have a connector at the bottom that's kind of chunky. I'll show it in the overhead as well. And there's 40 pins on them. Usually, sometimes there's 50. 40 pin is nearly standard. Although check your pinouts, but this is a controller for it, and the cool thing about it is it's got like a megabyte of VRAM and hardware acceleration inside. So you can use this to drive these 40-pin displays, and it has an SPI interface. It only uses like 5 pins, and it can do the touchscreen control, the backlight PWM dimming, the full management of this high-speed display up to 800 by 480 pixels. And it has hardware acceleration and a font built in, so you can like draw circles, and fill, draw and fill circles, rectangles, round rects, triangles, ovals, like ellipses. You can fill the screen. You can do bit blitting. So despite being able to drive these really big displays, you can actually do it with an Arduino or something as lightweight as an 8 or 16-bit Arduino. It's rare to find chips under like 10 or 15 bucks that can control a TFT directly, like a BeagleBone can, but it's under like a full-blown like ARM Linux processor. It's tough. So this allows you to add a really big, beautiful display to any microcontroller using 5 pins. And what I really like about the Ryo protocol is really easy. We wrote the code for it. The data sheet's pretty good. The way you draw and write and do interrupt stuff is pretty easy. Like we actually got up and running really fast. Just plug in the display and go. So I can show a demo of that on the overhead.
Okay.
So I'll show this real fast. I chat a lot. So this is the driver.
Yeah.
And then this is the display.
Yeah.
Maybe
And that's actually the next new product up, so we'll be able to.
So yeah. Hold on. I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, this is the driver chip, and then you can see the FPC is connected to, I think I've got the 5-inch display here, and let me reset it so you can see the demo. So it does a demo of drawing like lines really fast and then just squares. It actually can draw even faster. I don't have it at full speed, but you're just showing like You do not have to draw each pixel, and then you can see this is like, you can do fonts with background colors. And then this is the touch screen. There's a little bit of lag, but you can see I can sort of draw, and it can detect touches. So it's an all-in-one driver. I really like this. There's other chips that we compare. There's actually 3 or 4 chips on the market, like the SSD 1963. This one totally won. The hardware acceleration is awesome.
Yeah, and a
And
great
you can use SPI.
great price
Who
too.
doesn't love SPI? My favorite protocol.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the pictures of these.
Yeah.
So everyone can see.
So we also have matching screens, 4.3 inch and 5 inch. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I
I'm
mean?
just going through the.
They're beautiful displays. They're just like, you can do 16-bit. And you can actually do multiple layers as well. It can do like multi-layer. It's like, this chip is actually really powerful. Our library does like the most basic stuff. But check out the datasheet for the RA8875. We'll be adding more capabilities. We wanted to get this released. We've just got like shapes and text going, but and the touch screen, of course. But you can do 16-bit. With 8-bit screens, it can do like 3 layers, so you can do transparencies and like sprite management and cursors and all sorts of great stuff. So
Okay.
screens.
2 more products.
Oh,
and-
the 5-inch screen actually, they did not come in. We have one, and we were expecting the shipment, but they're actually going to be in on Monday.
Okay.
So they're out of stock, but they'll be in on Monday.
All right, last 2 products. We've got this nice
Does
little textile kit.
Yeah, this is cute. This is from Anio Magic, and it's a programmable wristband kit. And I think this is really neat because they're taking their technology and kind of taking it to the next level, as it were.
Yeah, so here's the packaging here.
Oh, I think this is put together. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, I'm gonna tear this apart.
You're gonna tear it apart?
It's a little sad. So it's a bracelet kit, and inside is this little flexible circuit board. And the neat thing about this flexi circuit board is that you can program it using, hold on.
Yeah, you just hold
I'm
it up
just
to
totally destroying this
You just
thing.
hold it up to a computer screen and you can
Yeah, it's a little LED. It's a little flexible board. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the circuit stickers we talked about earlier. And you can program it using a flashing screen. It uses like the flashing of the screen to send data, because you don't need that much data to reprogram the light effects. And you don't even need to sew with this project. This looks like it was just like you just glue it together before you tear it apart to make a little bracelet that you can program in the light effects. And it's really easy and cute. And I thought this was an interesting approach to textiles, where again it's all gluing and lightweight programming over a phone.
Yeah.
You know, if you want a Gemma, cool. But if you don't even want to have to open up the Arduino IDE, this is a really fun, easy way to get into programming. So check out the site mydazu.com.
some days you feel like an IDE and some days you IDE don't. All right. And last up, this is the Goldie Blocks and the Parade Float. Right now, I'm posting this up on the blog. There's a wonderful video that Goldie Blocks did, and it was kind of a parody of the Beastie Boys song Girls, and it was all about, their parody was about girls doing engineering, where the Beastie Boys song wasn't really about that.
It was about drinking.
Yeah, and so the Goldie Blocks folks are preemptively trying to get a judgment because the Beastie Boys said, no, we don't want you doing that. So this happened, like this is news.
Well, if they're a state, I don't even think it's them. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Whatever it is.
They could consider it parody.
Well, they're saying
Maybe.
it is. They're saying it is parody, and they think that falls into fair use. But you have to watch this video because it's all
It's a good
these
video.
these young girls and they're engineers, and in the beginning they're just like watching these princess things, and they're just like, I can't stand this.
Yeah,
and,
no, it was really funny.
Yeah, and what's also interesting is the Beastie Boys are fighting not for your right to party, but for your right to sample. Because they're also in a lawsuit. So it's interesting on one side.
Oh, yeah,
On
it's
one
everyone
side,
gets
it's sampling's
everyone.
cool, and the other side, well, fair use.
Oversampling is too
So
sampling.
we'll see. The
Okay.
post is going to go live tonight on Adafruit's blog, and we'll see. There will be a decision because the Goldie Blocks folks are saying, no, we want a judge to. We don't even want to be sued. We want a judge to decide this now.
Yeah, just toss it up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. So
Look, they knew it was likely. And, all right.
what way?
Did you want to show this on the overhead? Really
Yeah,
fast?
let's show this bracelet,
Okay.
and then
This is really fast. Maybe while you get the trivia question ready or something.
yeah,
So
sure.
this is the bracelet, and yeah, it's a felt bracelet. You don't need to put it in a bracelet, but that's just what comes in it. And then this is the circuit board. I'll try to extract it. So it's a flexi circuit. and you push the coin cell into the side, and then there's these multiple LEDs, and then they pulse in different patterns. This is the driver chip here, and then I guess it uses the LEDs as a sensor. You know, an LED, if you back bias it, it can act as a sensor with really bright lights. So I guess that's how you program it. But check out the MyDads you said. We didn't actually get to program. We got these on Fridays. We just put them together.
Yeah.
But I think it's neat. I think it's just like, this is kind of interesting. It's like it's like the same idea of soft flexi circuits that can go anywhere.
Okay, and that was new products. Whew.